Good morning, everyone. Well, more like good afternoon. And now back to Star Trek we go. So yeah, it looks like the main story of the game is heading into the temporal Cold War. So that should be interesting. Okay, why was I here? Ah, right. I remember. I was buying stuff. Okay. We were doing the cold storyline. Gotta go the hard, long way. Oh, I just wait till it cools down while I do this. Okay. Probably do this one. That's gonna be a bitch to try to get to. Ah, right, I need to get a tier 4 ship. Probably gonna get it next time we play. Morvain the Under. Guess we could throw this in there. I think it's 94%, that's good enough. Eh, what the hell. It'll barely any chance of succeeding, but might as well go for it. Let's see, what are our stats looking like in here? Colonial's really low, so go over to operations. Engineering, science, and that includes exploration. Okay, reason I started late today, Fallout 4. It made me I stayed up too long, slept in too late. Cause Fallout 4 and this new mod where you can craft ammo and shit, making me want to try out all these different new weapons that I got a hold of. Okay. Has transwarp cooldown. Okay, I don't have transwarp to the Drafara system. So I'll have to go the long way anyway. Okay. What do I have for his weapons right now? 3 beams, 2 turrets, and a dual cannon. Got it. Go over here. That there, that there. Candidate roster. Candidate roster. Map. See if these can be replace anybody's current weapons. Excuse me. Better than his current shield? Yeah. What weapon does she have right now? She's got is better. This is the better one. But we'll keep that because it's a specialty weapon, even if we end up selling the rest. Okay. Looks like we're selling those. Going down commando, then I'll probably grab pilot. Stations, reputation. Going to Alpha Quadrant. Let's see, cold case? No, how about they got boldly they roll out in the cold. Make primary. Should be able to complete this storyline today. And then, once we're at the end of this storyline, we'll be at the end of the main story before we start getting into post-game plus this. But once we finish this arc, I will go back to playing the other characters, just because then they'll all be at the same spot. Because what comes next is a long series of missions for all the characters where I'm going to have to play through them individually, because those missions are going to take a lot longer to do, because that's all the end game content, I guess you could call it. Oh, I'm almost level 60, which is the max current level. I imagine that's going to be changed at some point in the future. Though, even after 60, you still get level ups for specialization points. So in theory, you can max out all 4 specializations if you grind long enough. I tend to go with Commando first, because it's the smallest one, so it takes the least amount of time to finish. Cannon rapid fire, so boom boom. Still using the Jem'Hadar set. Plus we got the winter event that should be coming up soon, which will allow me to get the last part of the Breen Absolute Zero set. Actually, since I only need a few marks to pull this off. Whoa, that looks kind of crazy. I think this will give me marks. I could be wrong though. Beautiful. Oh, hush, kitty. Yes, he's just double loaded with Transphasics right now. He'll get more fancy torpedoes as I dig into the reputation system with the character. Like one of them is actually a Tholian torpedo mine, so you can create like the Tholian web. I'll say the team I've got working with me here is doing a pretty good job. The files for my stream version character for Fallout 4 got corrupted because of mods being added, so I had to redo them off screen. There's been a few changes. One, I know more about where certain things on the game, so he has more power cells for his power armor and stuff. I did a little bit more in terms of messing around with weapons. It's nothing too big a change, but enough that there's slight differences. Like I decided to make him a gun user because there's just so many fun types of gun. I just can't see myself limiting myself to just melee weapons. Spider Smasher. fun doing these. I've come to realize that the multiplayer is actually not too bad, because the best parts of the multiplayer are co-op. So occasionally I've been playing multiplayer with some of my other characters, and we'll get a lame duck into the mission. We'll just go around trying to reap all the rewards from the mission, but not do any of the work. But I think you're gonna get shit like that in every MMO. Huh. I thought you would have gotten Tholian marks or Nukara marks from doing that. Guess not. Though maybe I should do a stream one day of just me going through the Nukara missions. Well, through the Romulus missions. Could be interesting. Because they have several planets in the game which serve as places to go build reputation for. Keep going. This is a pretty cool mission. You're inside a comet's trail going at near warp velocities. We were receiving an emergency distress beacon from the Jafari freighter Sabak. I am patching it through to the main view screen. To all ships in range, this is Jafari freighter Sabak. We're under attack and require immediate assistance. We have no weaponry on board and our shields are failing. Anyone who can hear us, please help. Must be one of the Breen raiding parties in the area, sir. If we hurry, we may be able to intercept them before they finish off the freighter and leave the area. Another opportunity for glory and a chance to show the Jafari the might of the Klingon Empire. Ah, crap, it did that thing it does sometimes. Where it unselects the power after I use it for some reason. Ah, transphasic torpedoes. They're the best. Thank you for saving us. Our sister ship, the Pak Tau, was waylaid by Breen raiders at our scheduled rendezvous points. We made a micro warp jump as soon as we arrived. The Breen used the magnetic field of the comet to hide As soon as the Breen arrived and used the magnetic field of the comets to hide our energy signature, but the Breen have better sensors than we do, and they found us. If you hadn't come along when you did, we would have been obliterated. I'm worried about the Breen being at our next stop, so I'm going to try and get there ahead of schedule and be gone before they arrive. If you could, please find the Pakao. There are dozens of people on board that ship. This is the Fari ship Pakao. We've escaped a Breen slaver attack and our antimatter containment unit and warp coils are non-functional. We need replacement parts immediately. We're on the edge of warp core breach. To any ships in range, please, we need help. Sir, Breen ship's inbound at warp 7. 2 waves from the looks of it. First should be on top of us in a few seconds. Battle stations. I like the look of this level because it looks like you're going faster than you probably actually are. Thank you for your fortunate assistance. We should be fine from here. I want to catch up with our sister ship, the Sabak. We fled at the sight of the Breen Raiders. We heard some of the slavers who attacked us talking about the Zaria system. If you want to take care of the Breen menace for good, you might want to start by looking for them there. Course laid in for the Zaria system, sir. Zaria system appears to be nothing more than a broken planetoid, but perhaps we will find something that the Nefari missed. Standing by to engage at your command. Leave system. if we finish this mission chain early, i.e. before like 5 o'clock, I'll either switch to a secondary character, no, one of the other characters I mean, or I'll do some of the planet stuff that I was talking about, like on Nukara Prime and stuff. The cracked core. Sir, that destroyed planet has dilithium-rich core. Looks like the Brain have set up a mine inside the remains of the planetoid, and true to form, they're using all the captured Defari as slave labor. We'll have to defeat the Breen picket squadrons before we can beam down to the mine. It looks like there's only a small force, sir. Looks like there's only a small force. Angle for it. Yeah, the Breeding set actually gives you the ability power drain without actually having to have a junction. I love doing that. Doing fire at will, torpedoes spread while they're trapped in a singular gravity well, so it gets the maximum amount of ships attacked at once. And you have a chance that if you destroy an enemy ship while doing it, their destruction will damage everyone. It gets even better if you have one of the unique weapons from the Sunrise mission, which actually is a quantum phase torpedo, which has a high resonance explosion, or the resonance transphasic torpedo you can get from the Iconian War stuff. One of the weapons you get in this is the green cluster transphasic torpedo, which is pretty cool. Which is a weapon that fires like a torpedo, then becomes like a minefield. Care of. That's the last of the scout squadron, sir. Unfortunately, we can't just beam the Jafari up to Jafari. The Breen has some sort of transporter dampening field in place. We'll need to beam down there, disable it before we can rescue the Jafari slave laborers. The Breen are using disruption fields to interfere with transporter beams for transporters key for Jafari biology. We should be able to beam in and out safely as well as will the Breen. However, we must disable these inhibitors before we can beam out the Jafari survivors. Once we've killed the Breen guards, there should be nobody left to re-enable those transport disruptors. Always a good way to start a fight. Death from above. Inspect prison cells. These prison cells are tied to the transporter inhibitors. Shutting down the inhibitors should allow us to rescue the captured Jafari. I'm also reading additional Jafari life signs on other levels. Based on the preliminary readings, all cells are connected to the main mechanism. Holy crap, Rayal's the one who's not dead right now? That's a red letter day. First of the inhibitors down. Look, Rail wasn't the first to go down in the fight. That's disturbing. Is this a trend of something evil? We still to this day do not know what green looked like underneath the suits. Or even why they wear the suits. The Breen are a very unknown race. One of the things you used to get for completing this mission training was a green officer. Duranium! Other options, I can just finish this and switch to one of my other characters real quick by cutting the stream for a bit. All disruptors and guards. That's all disruptors and guards, sir. I'm picking up a new contact aboard the station. We may have aroused the curiosity of the Breen commander. We should make sure the Drafari have beamed away safely before investigating the new threat. Inspect prison cells. Confirmation all Drafari prisoners have been transported safely. We are clear to return. You're the one known as Gitz. I was expecting someone more impressive. After all, Thought Wham was one of my most reliable veterans. Defeating him must have pushed you to your limits. I'd like to say that I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, but because I expect Thought Gran to end your life, I'm afraid that that will not be possible. You've been interesting, but ultimately insignificant. Farewell. Annoying enemy to beat because he's got this cryo weapon that does absurd amounts of damage. Now that the officer in charge has been dealt with, this entire mining operation should fall apart. But who sent that message? Thought Trell? Could be who's behind all the problems the Jafari are having. If that is the case, we must find the cowardly dog and destroy him. Command should be able to send patrols to ensure the Breen don't set up shop here again, or perhaps we will be able to convince the Jafari to surrender rights to this dilithium to the Empire. We can leave whenever you are ready, sir. Depart system. Okay. Out in the cold. Hail. The survivors are on their way home, and we've been sending an expedition out to assess the viability of the mining operation ourselves. I think it would be wise to consider a joint operation with your government. The resources of the Zarya system are rare, but the best way to maintain balance may be to share them with you. Thank you for all your assistance. Your actions have helped preserve the balance. And that's the Breen cluster torpedo I was talking about. Cold comfort. We have been receiving distress signals in the Ravas system. The Jafari transport weathered a Breen attack. They've been taking heavily casualties and are requesting immediate assistance. My people do not have military ships, General. I am loath to send a lightly armored rescue vessel to such a dangerous situation. Please, you must do whatever you can to help them. Plus you got these little side daily missions you can do. Ah, they just reward dilithium. And now it's level 12. Probably be switching to that real soon here. But first, time to sell some shit. That enhances tri-cobalt weapons, and I don't really need tri-cobalts right now. Don't really have tri-cobalts right now. Okay. So the front one is adaptive, the back one is a standard transphasic, so we'll pop the Breen cluster weapon in the back. Only problem with the cluster weapons is they don't actually use any of the torpedo upgrade attacks or the mine upgrade attacks, because they're somewhere between the two. But they're really handy to have because it allows you to do a lot of damage in a smaller way, especially if you can tractor the enemy ship while they're after the split happens. Okay, let's see how many missions are left in this story arc, just so I know. Cold comfort, cold case, cold storage. So 3 missions left, including this one. 2 after this one. We're being hailed by disabled Rafari frigate, putting it on screen. Thank you for responding to our distress call. We were boarded by Breen and have taken casualties. You'd use medical aid you could render. Please approach and beam over as soon as you can. Please beam over any medical supplies and personnel you can spare. We'll send a transporter chief, your transporter chief, the coordinates to our trauma center. Beam over. By the balance, you couldn't have arrived at a better time. I need every available person to help these patients. I think the Breen take pleasure in causing pain. Few of our crew were killed, but many have been injured. If you want to help, I need someone at table 7. The patient's medical history and triage. Take the patient's medical history and triage the injury. If it's a minor issue, go ahead and treat them. We can make room for another patient. What hurts? It's my left side. I took a disruptor hit from a Breen rifle. I need something for the pain. Do you have anything that will help? Treatment for disruptor injuries. There are several medications available from the med kits we could use to treat the patient's pain. Acetylzine, beta-carotene, hydrocortisone, metoropan, morphinolog are all indicated for pain relief. Once the patient is stable, we can treat the disruptor wound directly with protoplaster, which should fix the damage done to the cellular structure. Do you have any allergies? I'm highly allergic to Betterpan. I was given it once and my airway swelled until it was completely blocked. I almost died. It's a very common drug used to treat pain, especially in patients with this kind of this level of trauma. Good thing we caught this. If the patient had been given the wrong medication, the result would have been disastrous. Okay, so we'll go over here. I think it's this one. Because that looks like it's basically morphine. Okay. I can never remember which painkiller you're supposed to use. I'll try this one. Pain from disruptor wound is subsiding. It feels much better, thank you. The bicaridine is having the desired effect, Captain. We can now use protoplaster on the wound to treat it without causing undue pain to the patient. where is the protoplaster? Ah, I guess it's something I just have on my person. Use protoplaster on the wound. I think protoplaster is kind of like synthetic skin. But I could be wrong. Good work with the last patient. Has anyone ever told you you have a talent for medicine? I need someone who could check out the patient on table 3. I would appreciate any help you could give us. What hurts? An older boy named Tosca used to take my favorite toys when I brought them to school. If I tried to fight him to get them back, he'd break the toys so that no one could play with. My mother said Tosca was out of balance. Do you have any allergies? I hated the taste of my mother's stew when I was young. She tried to convince me it tasted like spring. I thought it tasted like bugs. Are you taking any medication? I used to play in the mud every time it rained. My mother thought I'd get sick from playing outside in the cold and the damp. But I never got sick. Not even once. Have you been treated for anything related to this issue? I loved it when my mother would sweep me up in her arms and hug me tight. She smelled like love and cooking herbs. Patient seems disoriented and unaware of their surroundings. I agree, Captain. It may be a symptom of brain trauma, but we cannot rule out psychological breakdown until we have a mental status check. The stress of the brain attack may have been more than the patient's mind could process. What is your name? My sister had a doll. She used to call it Ilka. Do you know approximately what time it is? I loved catching Umex insects in twilight. The light from the descending sun would make their wings glow like golden fire. Can we have dessert now? I finished all my vegetables. Do you know what year it is? My sister is 3 years older than I am. That meant my mom had her do all the fun things while I had to sit and watch. Altered mental state. There's something obviously wrong with this patient's mental state. I recommend we scan the brain tissue for trauma. A hyperencephalogram should reveal if there's any damage. Tell me the stories of the preservers again. Captain, it appears there's a cortical implant in the patient's brain that's causing disorientation and delusion. It's an extremely high amount of neural activity in the area around the implant. Perhaps if we were able to decrease the activity with an anesthetic, the patient would be more responsive. I think Neurozine. Load and hyperspy array. Took a nap every afternoon while my mother would read and sew. I hate naps. Didn't seem to help. Perhaps you could try a different treatment. Let's try that one. Hyperspray. That one didn't work. I can never remember which ones you're supposed to use. Ah, this one, because it does something with nerve impulses. Where am I? I remember the brain attack, and then there was this medic. He seemed sad. The brain implanted me with a cortical implant. It's been forcing me to relieve memories of my past. Please help get out of my head. I don't want to live like this. The anesthetizine worked, Captain. Removing the cortical implant is a tricky process. We should confer with Dr. Kosa. about how to proceed. I'm not familiar with any technology like this. Any attempt I make removing it would be based on educated guess. We have captured Breen in the brig, waiting for transport to a holding facility. Perhaps you could question them. One of the monsters who did this to my patient may know how to reverse the process. And now we head over to the holding cell. Holding cell. There are a few things you should know about the Breen before we talk. The Breen are a warrior race. They do what is expedient and will often take prisoners rather than kill. You'll get more work out of a slave than a dead man, after all. I spit upon their expediency. But to the Breen, it's only logical. They survive, but they do not live as we do. Strangely, though, reports from the interrogation of Breen prisoners reveal the Breen have a strong sense of personal honor and are troublesome when that honor is insulted. If you want to get more information out of them, I suggest you do not insult them or suggest that they kill without cause. Leave me alone. I do not speak to animals. What's your name? Look at you, cowering in the shadow of thought, Trell. What hope did Fry possibly have against a might like his? I will not answer your question. Go bother someone else. Thought Trell has more power and vision than the pathetic being like yourself can possibly comprehend. The Jafari will be the first to fall to his might, but they will not be the last. He will not stop until the entire Alpha Quadrant serves the Breen Confederacy. Someday soon I will stand in the blasted remains of your homeworld and celebrate our victory. I will grind your remains of your leaders into dust under my boot heels. Thought Trell will be the man who makes it possible. Well, he's a decidedly unpleasant fellow. Torture me if you wish. I will never betray the Breen Confederacy. What is your name? Are you here to let me go? What's your name? I am Tran. Continue. What are you doing here? I'm a combat medic of the 5th Order. I served the Breen Confederacy. I was ordered to go to the system by my superiors. I'm sure you've encountered other Breen in the Jafari sector. What does attacking a civilian transport have to do with Breen expansion? I don't feel comfortable continuing this conversation. My commanding officer is in a nearby cell. He can overhear everything that we're saying. While I do not agree with his actions in this matter, I respect his position of authority, and I will not throw his dishonor in his face. All audio signals entering and leaving the cell are being blocked by an acoustic dampening field. Your commanding officer cannot hear yet what we're saying. My superior thought that these Jafari civilians might have information which we have been searching. While I might disagree with his choice of target, it's not a soldier's place to question his commanding officer. I think my dissension was the reason I was selected to join the assault on the ship's bridge. A dangerous task in the best of circumstances, and one that's with the least chance of success. How do you justify an attack against civilian targets? You follow orders, you knew were dishonorable. Your failure is well deserved. Did you object to your commanding officer about this assignment? I'm not sure how you run things in the Klingon Empire, but in the Breen Confederacy we obey our commanders. I may not always be pleased what I'm ordered to do, but I understand that there's a goal and it must be achieved. I may not have all the facts my superiors do. Do you believe the goal you are attempting to achieve is worth killing civilians? I didn't want to attack this ship. There is a nobility to being a soldier. When I enter battle, I know I could be killed. I know that others will die by my hands. But that is what we must do. It's part of being a soldier. Civilians are not part of this unspoken agreement. They do not wake up each day knowing in their hearts it could be the last. They should be out of bounds as targets for people like you and me. There is no honor in fighting someone who is unprepared to fight back. I regret that I had orders to kill these civilians. More than that, I regret that I carried those orders out. What were your orders? I'm a combat medic. Normally my task is to repair the injuries of my fellow soldiers. On this mission, I was tasked with capturing civilians alive and fitting them with subspace cortical implants. These devices are barbaric, even by our standards. We use them to obtain memories from the most obstinate of interrogation subjects. This particular implant has a subspace relay intended to capture and transmit those memories so that my superiors can sift through the secrets locked in the victim's mind, even as we moved on to implant more subjects. And this would why did you do this? What information did the Drafari have that you needed so badly? I'm not sure exactly of what the commanders wanted to learn from these people. I can only guess that my superiors wanted information they felt that could only be held by members of the Drafari population. The cortical implants are calibrated to bring long-term memories to the surface, even going back as far as childhood. Perhaps they wanted to learn something that even a Drafari child might know. Would the probe Drafari know what memories were being searched? Perhaps if they had the mental fortitude to recall memories that were triggered during their interrogation. The pain from the implants can be quite intense. How do we remove the implant? Removal of the cortical implant is a very delicate procedure. The implants are intended to be strong enough to survive interrogation process, but too difficult to be removed by the subject or anyone else. I have worked with these implants for some time. Have your doctors talk to me, and I will tell them what they need to do to remove them. From what I can tell, the Drafari were made up for this game. Which is kind of interesting. There's been a few races that have been added to the game that were made up for it. This is just the information we needed. I will round up a surgical team and we will begin the process of removing the implant immediately. I spent time talking to the patient while you were in the brig. It sounded to me like the Breen implant was triggering memories from the patient's early childhood, many of them involving rhymes and songs. Most Drafari parents and grandparents sing to their children and tell them stories of our past and our traditions. It's a common theme in our songs to preserve us. We sing about their travels through the universe, their efforts to maintain the balance, their great archive. My children are particularly fond of the songs of the Preserver Archive, a hidden place where they left all of their technology and records of ancient days. It's an interesting story, but I don't know if a place like that could actually exist. After all, we're talking about children's rhymes. Captain, the Breen must believe that the archives exist. There's no other explanation for why they would target Drafari civilians in order to obtain information about nursery rhymes. Before we leave, Tran has requested to talk to you again. He's waiting in his cell. Thank you for returning. I know helping you was the honorable thing to do, but because I did so, I can never return to the Breen Confederacy. Therefore, I would like to request asylum from the Klingon Empire. I, however, am not alone in this quest. There are a small group of Breen who share my feelings. We know that anyone who attacks innocents cannot rightfully call himself a warrior. If you accept us, we would like to join you. I will give you the information necessary to contact them and may take some time before they're willing to respond. Your future actions will help speed up that process. We sent communications based on trans information. Can't be sure it was received. And so at this point, I believe that the only thing we can do is wait for a response. Who could have imagined there would be a brain capable of honor? I would have never believed it had I heard the stories secondhand. Jafari are now in control of the situation. Are you ready to leave the system? I remember the stories about the preservers from childhood, and of course we have ruins linked to them on Drafara. But I never heard of an intact preserver installation. The Breen, however, are taking these stories quite seriously. If the Breen managed to acquire preserver-level technology, they could shift the balance of power of the entire quadrant. It's lucky that you were able to establish a connection with Tran. I believe he was sent by the preservers to help maintain the balance of the galaxy. I am grateful to know that your intelligence services has more questions for him, but after that, I promise I will do what I can to see that he and any of the Breen who disagree with their government's actions are not forgotten. One of your commanding officers was requesting to speak with you. You should consider meeting with them when you are done here.
Congratulations, General.
Cold case. You must return to Jafar immediately. The Breen are searching for preserver technology, and they have once again targeted the ruins near the city. I fear that more of my people will die, and with each death the balance shifts. These attacks need to stop. We're depending on you. Stop the Breen. Keep the secrets of the preservers safe from their treachery. Okay. The Marauder experience is basically their equivalent of diplomacy. Seems like the one that'll take the longest to level up is recruitment. What, cat? Ah, crap. Okay. Long-range scans confirm the Drafari ambassador's suspicion. It appears that there is a portion of a star chart hidden in the ruins of the planet's surface. Something is interfering with scans, though. We can't pinpoint a location from here. A away team might be able to do scans in order to indicate the star, locate the star chart, and retrieve it. But we will need to get close to transporter range in order to beam down. Hello. Oh, hush, kitty. Come on, I know the Breen are gonna attack. That's what they do. I guess not. Well, I'll be a son of a bitch. La da 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 da. Time to go kill some Breen. Captain, down there, the ruin area consistent with the records of potential preserver sites. If there really is a fragment of a star chart on this planet, we will find it there. I'm well enough, just playing along through the cold storyline, or the Breen invasion, as it's called. I've just received updated data from the ship's computer. Apparently this site closely resembles the preserver site in the Bagan system. The indigenous people there were able to access the site by performing a ritual. Records indicate that these three people arranged themselves to atop plinths, forming arrows of point east, then south, and then southeast. And that's all the data I have, sir. We'll have to find it. Okay. Let's see. So we'll start with one here, then one here, and one here, then the last one will be here. Okay, so activate panel. It worked, Captain. Power fluctuations and the base of the structure. Only 2 more configurations until we are granted area access. Noted. Nothing. We need to try a different configuration. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, there we are. Just had to finagle it so it's in the right spot that they'll actually stand on the pad. Alright. Alright, so we'll start with this panel. Nothing. 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 It's definitely working. I'm picking up significant energy shifts. One more configuration should unlock the structure. Nothing. 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 Kapla! Sensors show that the structure is reconfiguring itself internally. It appears to be generating a holographic display matrix. We should record the data with to a tricorder for later processing, sir. But I'm sure that we have found the first portion of the Preserver's star chart. Scan star map hologram. Captain, ship sensors are reporting multiple anomalous contacts. It may be Breen ships at long range. Transporter room is standing by to beam you up as soon as possible. There's a Breen attack force converging on our position, Captain. They must have realized we would be coming here for a part of the star map. I bet that they waited for us to do the work so they could swoop in and steal our data. The Breen should not profit from their treachery. Going to red alert. I turn on the fan, it's getting a bit hot. That's the last of them, sir. Though with all this debris, I don't trust the sensors. There could be more waiting for a chance to attack. Transporter, the computer's completed analysis of Star Trek as an encoded marker indicating that the Shinga system is significant location. Perhaps we should investigate there next. I'll lay in the course at your command. Leave the system. I'll be right back while it's flying through sector space. And I'm back. Make sure everything's working okay here. Nothing's muted, everything's running. We got good things, no drop frames. Good, 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 good. Preserved for posterity. Captain, I'm detecting a gaseous anomaly on the far side of the planet. Seems like a good place to start our search. Unknown gas deposit. Hello! Sir, the gases of this type are unknown to us. Could be a weapon, perhaps a form of untriggered explosion, explosive or ionized gas. When it that plasmates when it contacts a warp field. I'm completing a more detailed analysis now. So, the preservers use various forms of matter to conceal their codes. This gas has the same properties. The preservers manufactured these gas molecules as a code. When overlaid with the system's orbital maps, the molecule's molecular structure points to a small moon nearby. I recommend we approach the moon and search for traces of preserver technology. Looks like a rather large crater on that planet's surface. Sir, the moon's interior has been carved into an enormous map of the orbits of this system. The map indicates the presence of 2 large asteroids, but we can only find one on the scanners. Based on the orbits, they may have collided some time ago. It would have been glorious to see. We may find remnants of the debris that remains of that collision. I can't talk good. These preservers are fond of riddles and secrets. We have prevailed nonetheless. We should scan the star chart and add it to our existing fragment. Perhaps it will point the way to the next fragment. The computer has synthesized a new star chart from our two fragmentary ones. The preliminary analysis indicates whoever created these charts placed a great significance on the L-class planet in the Menek system. Course plotted and standing by to engage on your command. Leave the system. Sector space, the greatest place for talking or going to the bathroom or eating. Let's see what to talk about. Oh shit, I'm level 59. I have a specialization point to spend. Derp. I'm the greatest at remembering simple things. Missing in Manic. I'm detecting a Breen squadron dead ahead, sir. They are moving away from us at full impulse. The Breen have no honor, but they are not cowards. They would not shy away from a fight unless it served no purpose to them. If, for example, they already have a piece of the star map. I can set an intercept course, sir. Do you want to chase them down and take the chart from their ships? Yes. I wonder what the winter event is like. I know you have to go find pictures of Q. We've intercepted a transmission from one of the Breen ships. The message was unsecured. They must not have had time to encrypt it during the firefight. The message contains a fragment of the star chart. They must have retrieved it from the planet below before we arrived. For all we know, the ships could already be en route to the archive. I'll begin analysis to determine our next location immediately. Synthesize updated star chart. Star chart synthesis complete. Captain, the map is leading us back to Ravon 2. We cannot allow the Breen to stop us from attaining our goal. We need all the pieces of the chart to find the preservers. What the preservers were hiding. Set course for the Reveille system set in. We can leave at your command. I mainly want to do it so I can get the final piece of the Breen space set. Because I've always been kind of on and off with playing this game, and I always seem to be off at the times when the winter event's going on. So in the whole time they've been doing the winter events, I have never once gotten that Breen engine. It's rather frustrating. I wonder if the ship will be made available again. Huh. Race to Reveille 2. Scanners are picking up evidence of a running skirmish on the surface of the planet. The Breen are attacking an archaeological dig site. We cannot allow the Breen to escape with pieces of the star chart. Continue. Sir, we're scanning the preserver power sources from inside a boulder near the center of the crater. The Breen seem to be patrolling the entire area. This will be an excellent opportunity to hone our skills in battle. Once we've dispatched the Breen guards, we will find the preserver technology and claim it for the Empire. I hate that unjunctions my abilities like that. It is so freaking annoying. Gah. Theron particles. With the Breen eliminated, we can destroy the face of the boulder and take the Preserver relics. I'd like to personally thank you for finding the final star chart fragment. If I had known you were going to be ultimately proved useful, perhaps I would have considered sparing your life. Of course, I would have only spared it up to this point anyway. So things are ending the same way either way. Still, considering all you've done to aid the Breen in their following goal, I might consider letting you and your officers live. Oh, I know you'll reject my officer in charge at me like a thoughtless beast, but I thought I'd make it anyway. If you wish to fall today, however, I am happy to help you. Why don't you think it over and give your answer to Thought Par? He's been dying to meet you ever since the defeat of Thought Gran. I'm sorry, the leader of the Breen here makes me think of like a fucking Bond villain. Scan the chart. Assemble star chart. Scanning. Transmission are complete, Captain. We should be able to follow the Preserver star chart. If we arrive before the Breen, we can take whatever we find. If we arrive after, we'll have a chance to engage the Breen again. Tactical team is ready to return to the ship at your command. Excellent work, General. Our stellar cartography teams are looking at the star chart you recovered as we speak. It might take some time to completely compensate for the stellar ship, but if we can pinpoint the location, I am confident my government will authorize an expedition to find the Preserver archive. All things in balance, all things in time. Cold storage. Our scientists have consulted with your commanders and we concur with your crew's theory. There's an intact Preserver library likely to be located in the Lenos system. I suggest that you begin your search at Lenos 3. It has a climate similar to Drafar. If the Preservers settled there eons ago, it's possible they would have chosen a similar world for this facility. Please be safe, be quick. Long-range sensors have detected Breen vessels in the space near the Lenos system. I fear they have made the same conclusion we have. You must find the Preserver technology before they do. Excuse me. Okay. Let's go forward a little bit till the mission triggers. Begin cold storage. Our sensors show a scanner image between a small Breen invasion force and small pockets of Alpha Jem'Hadar. Records show the Dominion had a base in the system during the Dominion War. It is conceivable that the Alpha Jem'Hadar took it over after the Dominion retreated. If we strike quickly, we can take both groups out with ease, arming weapons. The Breen life signs are already on the surface. We need to hurry, or they'll ransack the archive. Captain, sensors show multiple life forms, Captain. But something is interfering with biological filtering. I can't exactly tell what's out there. I recommend we proceed with caution, but we need to find the Breen before they can access the Preserver Archive. I'm getting an interesting reading from a object to the northeast. I recommend we head that direction. Readings indicated could be fully or partially buried. Keep your eyes open. Wish you could still get the Breen officer, that was cool. Scan buried object. The device seems to be connected to a subterranean power source. I can't pinpoint the location of the source, but if we can locate areas where energy disturbances are the strongest, then we should be able to triangulate the location of the underground power network. Sir, I'm reading multiple transporter signals. I believe we have alerted the Breen to our location. Since I have the Horta on my character, I gave one of my crew the Jackal Mastiff. Okay. Do. Boom.
Enemy target on test. Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
Da-da-da-da-da. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Scan an anomalous energy signature. Sir, I have a plan. The energy readings are faint neutrino emissions, which means the Preserver's archive may be powered by an antimatter reactor. If the Preservers were using antimatter reactions thousands of years ago, their technology may be more advanced than we realized. Captain, if we can locate the antimatter reactor's neutrino emitter, I may be able to use resonance mapping to chart the facility. Ah, the Edict Tribble. Glad I gave it to my crew member, so it can be activated fairly often.
Enemy target on center. Shield losing power.
Scan buried object. Excellent. I'll map out the entire facility from here. From what it looks like, there's multiple cave-in signs of recent excavation. The Breen have already been inside. I've located surface entrance nearby. We should get there immediately. Da-da-da-da-da. The obelisk may be the key to accessing the archive. Using the information we've gathered thus far, we should examine it and see if we can provide the information on how to proceed. Scan obelisk. Oh, Rael's out unconscious again? What a shock. Seems like she spends more time on her back than in the battle. Well, then again, she is an Orion. Sir, when that last group of Breen beamed in, I detected an energy pulse coming from a section of the obelisk. I believe this section can be accessed, an access point to the archive. Based on our research thus far, I should be able to open the access point. Doo-doot, doo-doot. How clever you are, Git! I see you found the entrance to the ancient weapons store. Too bad your journey will end here, at the hands of my most elite. I'm almost sad to see you go after all you've done for me. That is, after all we've been through together. Like I said, this dude comes off like a freaking James Bond villain. Keep expecting him, it's like, no, Mr. Git, I expect you to die. Time to go kill some Breen, 'cause they are filled with cream. By opening salvo on the fight, freaking orbital strike. Look, you think your gun's big? Aye, mine is bigger, sir. Though I wish the color of the orbital strike's beam corresponded with the color of the beam that is actually equipped to your ship. Do I grab the Creme 200 or do I grab the green and shield? Decisions. I'm gonna get them both. I just trying to decide which to grab first. And down. Ah, the brain enemies. They're annoying to fight because all the cryo weapons and the absurd amount of damage it does. Oh, Rael, on your back again, I see. We must need to use these consoles to access the archives. Preserver technology is often sound-based. We'll need to find the right pattern. It's low, high, middle. Middle. Okay, low, mid, high. So kind of you to open the lock for me. Every time I wonder if it's wise to let you do something like this and show me you're worth keeping around.
Enemy target
The Breen won't give up without a fight, Captain. We'll need to access the archive quickly before the battle begins again. Access Preserver Archive. Welcome. We have long awaited our children to seek us out. Who are you? I am the guardian of all who my people were and all that they remember. My task is to keep the archive safe until the day our children would be united and would want to know who we were. Welcome, my child. My children. I'm so happy to finally meet you. Tell me about your race. Long ago, life developed on our world before all this. We explored the galaxy, but we were alone. But what is life when there is no one with which to share your joys or sorrows? So if the galaxy would not give us companions, we would create them. We created you. Our scientists seeded many worlds and directed evolution. We wanted you to resemble us, but more importantly, we wanted you to understand us. Unfortunately, we knew that we would not live to see you become what you have become, and create the great wonders we knew were possible. Most of my people are gone. The fact that the fragment of them still lives in you is enough. But we knew that someday you would seek us out. So a few of us remained, waiting for you, in the world that would be. And that is why all of the races in Star Trek have followed the humanoid body print for the most part, because the preservers seeded these worlds with life. Tell me about your technology. We are the technology you seek. Our main focus of study was the genetic code. We learned how to manipulate the code, not only to create dozens of species to seed across hundreds of worlds, we also how to use it to alter our own genetics. You might call us living computers. Each preserver has the genetic memory of our entire race. All our knowledge and history is stored within each of us. Are there more preservers here? Hundreds. While each preserver has the genetic memory of the entire race, it is deemed important to preserve individuals so that if the time came when we would live among our children, there would be sufficient numbers to maintain our species. We built this place and slept, dreaming of the world that would become. We dreamed of the world you would create. What will happen to the preservers now? Some will return to their long sleep. A few may want to see the world their children have created. The galaxy is yours now, my children. We are so pleased with what you have created. That's a big fucking breed. We will freely share our knowledge with all of our children. Give me the secrets of your ancient weapons. I will use them to destroy my enemies. No, child. I cannot help you. There are no weapons. You know who I am. You will obey me after all. This is a place of knowledge, a place of learning. A library? A library, no. Destroy it all. Dude really hates books, it seems. goddamn freeze ray. And that, friends, is why I hate fighting the Breen. That cryo weapon they use is broken as fuck.
Enemy target locked down.
Captain, the Jafari ship has entered the system. They're requesting permission to beam down. The scientists have begun examining the archive. Word from Kronos is that this will be a joint operation, that Chancellor Jempok has agreed to let the Jafari lead the investigation. Okay, nothing new in there after that. Go talk to the lady here. Thank you, Captain, for your help. Since I was a child, I listened to stories about the reservers. I never dreamed someday I would have the chance to meet one. But you have made this possible. My people will celebrate this day. Balance has been restored, and you have our eternal gratitude. This will be a great boon for the Empires. The preservers are the earliest known sentient race. Their knowledge about the earliest days of the galaxy is invaluable. They may even be able to tell us more about the Iconians and the Herc. We will learn. We will exploit that knowledge and protect and expand the Empire. I recommend that we return to the Manitou. Ambassador Sarah will want to know what we have found, and we must report to the Klingon High Council. I expect that the High Council will have plans for this archive. I will leave you on. We can leave on your orders. Okay. Well, I figured that one was gonna fail, so no big loss. You've made an extraordinary discovery. The preservers are alive? We can learn so much from them. They will have the knowledge of the early days of the galaxy that have been lost to the time. Perhaps they even remember the Iconians or the Tychon Empire. The more important, then even the knowledge we gain from this safety is the safety of my people. The Breen threat has ended, and I thank you for the now. For now, and always, you will be a friend to the Jafari. May your life always be in perfect balance. Execute somebody, but I do not do that. I see no point in the execute for incompetence one, because it doesn't really gain you much in terms of development experience, and you lose one of your officers. Well, one of your duty officers, I should say. Okay. Let's see. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Grab that biothermal dampener because it's a unique thing. And I think there's actually an accolade for getting these tubers. So I'll grab that as well. Okay. Let us go to... Now, do I continue playing with this character, or do I switch to another, or do I stop for the day? Choices. Let's try doing this. Ah, I gotta be part of a fleet. Let's see if any of these will kick on. I imagine you're only going to get Romulan marks from this, but it should be interesting to see, nonetheless. The Alachi are invading. I need your help to deal with their ships. The small police force here can deal with any of the Alachi troops on the surface, provided you can prevent enough of them from landing. wonder if I was better off with the turret. Damn! Really? I wasn't even near it when it exploded! What the fuck? We've taken care of all the Alachi in the system. God damn. 200 something new car marks for that? Impressive. Hello. Okay. Let's see. Go to reputation. New Kara mark. Yeah, I got it on my main ship. I've got the Jem'Hadar set. Plus a whole bunch of the Polaron weapons. Okay, first, cancel that. Second, come to here. And take that. Okay. So we'll do this first. And this. In here, we will grab the 2 personal shields. Do I? Yeah, why not? And this is 2500 one. Also the 2500 one. Okay. We'll do that. Then the rest can go in here. Not quite enough of that. Let's see what we get out of that. Refracted Tetrion Cannon. Alright. Let's see what other little events I can pop myself in. Let's try the Vault. And the Sphere. And counterpoint. As a matter of course, I'm going to give him my shuttle there some deployable weapons. No, right now, this character is using the Polaron weapons. But eventually I'll be using Tetrion weapons eventually, when I unlock enough of the stuff to equip them.
DS-9 to all Alliance ships. We are under attack by Mirror Universe forces. We request immediate assistance. Our defenses are nearly down. We need help to clear these ships.
Okay. And you shall get that help. Let's see, what other reputations could be served by that? I could do something with the Task Force Omega. Dyson is species 8472. I don't have enough time to do those.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Taken by complete surprise. They knocked out our long-range sensors and most of our defenses in the initial strike. We now have repair crews get our defenses back to full fighting strength. Our sensors are coming back online and we're getting unusual readings. These could be where the Mirror Universe ships are originating from. Check out those areas. If you see any portals, close them.
stuck on level geometry. The worst place to be stuck. Well, that portal's gonna close before anybody closes it. Still think it's kind of bullcrap that you can't summon the Nimbus distress call on the shuttle. You're telling me none of those pirates have small deployable ships? Ah, curses. I don't think we're going to be able to get all 5 portals closed as a bonus. Not unless we get lucky.
They're breaking off. We have them on the... Wait! We're getting massive energy readings. Something huge is crossing into our universe.
This is just reading crazy though.
Surrender to the Terran Empire! Lower your defenses and surrender!
Man, enemy units really love to use tractor beams like fucking crazy.
Surrender now! And the Terran
Yeah, I honestly don't believe you, lady. I don't think the Terran Empire will be merciful at all. You know, you're kind of a bunch of assholes.
conquered everyone else in our reality. The Emperor. Crush. countermeasures.
We're reading an energy surge coming from Terok Nor. Expect reinforcements at any moment.
Our reinforcements will put you in your place.
Rear shield failing. All integrity below 25.
God damn! How'd they do that much damage that fast? How in the hell did they do so much damage that fast? That's just ridiculous. I always thought that the Terran Empire ships should be radically different in design from Federation vessels, if only because they're a more militaristic organization, so it would make less sense that they have so much in the way of exploration capacity on those ships. So you think the ship's designs would be more similar to the Klingons, all purpose-built battle hulls and stuff like that.
You haven't seen the last of me!
Terok Nor has been sent back.
Okay. Whew. That was intense. Well, it is just about 5:30 now, so I think I'm going to call it a day after I finish putting these things in place. Y'all have a nice day. It was fun streaming for you.